Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's daily news time. Liverpool drew 0-0 with West Bromwich Albion last night, but that is not the news. That was yesterday's news. Let's leave that there. Today's news is all about Naby Keita. It's a little bit about Phil Coutinho, and I've got another couple of stories as well lined up for you. So the Mirror are reporting that Liverpool may be forced to pay even more for RB Leipzig star Naby Keita in the summer, not January, in the summer, after terms were agreed in the last transfer window. So we'll go down into the story. Liverpool could end up paying 66 million quid for Naby Keita, according to reports in Germany. Those reports came from Bild, where I found out from another website. The Reds already sealed the club record deal to sign the all-action RB Leipzig midfielder next summer. Keita had a £48 million release clause that kicked in at the end of the season, but Liverpool agreed to pay a premium on top of that to ensure the player moved to Anfield. Is this new news? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm going to take you back to the 28th of August 2017, where one Mr. Paul Machin of the Redmen TV did a daily news show and pretty much said this. Here we go.
Happening, but here you go. Liverpool have managed to get a deal across the line. Yeah, and a club record fee. If they're talking about a premium on top of 48 million, so that's absolutely paying 48 million pounds. Plus, it could be another 20 million on top of that as well. So, yeah, wow, a lot of money for a very hot prospect. But having him go back to Leipzig as well for another summer is a very interesting set of circumstances for Liverpool. We've done something similar in the past, obviously.
So there you go. Back in August 2017, it was decided that Liverpool will pay a premium on top of the £48 million that could go up above 20 million above the asking price. So that would make it 68 million. That was August. Today it's 66. Not really any new news there, other than we found out maybe the actual terms of the release clauses. The terms of the deal. Apparently, if Leipzig don't finish in a European spot, Liverpool will hand over 57 million. If they finish in the Europa League, it'll be 62, and it'll be 66 if they finish in the Champions League. They're currently third in the Bundesliga, so they're in the Champions League places. We need Dortmund to step up big time, get them out of there, knock them down a little peg or two, and we'll pay a little bit less. But not really too much new news, other than one site was reporting today, actually, that there'll be a 10% sell-on clause in Naby Keita's contract. So 10% of that will be going back to RB Leipzig if we sell the Guinean Keita down the line. Also, Leipzig have come out and said that, according to Bild again, that they will be getting all of the money in this deal. I don't know whether anybody knows about the Roberto Firmino deal, but we obviously paid Hoffenheim in the region of £29–30 million for Roberto Firmino. Now, in the terms of that deal, Hoffenheim got 6 million quid, or thereabouts, if you remember back, because of a holding company that had the rights to Roberto Firmino. So I feel really badly on this, and if I was a football club, I wouldn't agree to sell Roberto Firmino for what is essentially 6 million quid. But apparently Leipzig will be getting all of that money, so they'll be getting their coffers filled regardless. So we go back over to some new news, and this is Virgil van Dijk news. Now, I kept this one back from you. Man City back in for Virgil van Dijk in January. I am on the rumour mill of This Is Anfield. Jack Lusby reporting this for This Is Anfield. We're going to face competition for Van Dijk from Manchester City. Apparently still wants to play for us. But Manchester City are really interested in its goal report in this. City are also in the hunt for the 26-year-old, with Pep Guardiola making the addition of a new centre-back his priority. Do you really need any more players, Man City? You're running away with the league already. I mean, yeah, I don't know, is it 14 points ahead of second place in the Premier League? Your defence has been on fire. Do you really need to take Van Dijk from us? Or is this an exercise in going, you know what, Liverpool are going to be our toughest challenges over the next few years. Let's cut them off here. Let's make it more difficult for them. Apparently, Guardiola saying Van Dijk's the preferred option. So a little bit of crap news there for us. Moving on. Antonio Conte, Chelsea's manager, apparently is after Daniel Sturridge. This is a completely left field one for me. Chelsea manager Antonio Conte is currently unhappy with his forward options. Obviously, I think Morata's injured. Batshuayi's untrusted. Diego Costa's long gone, according to the Daily Mail. Sportsmail examines the credentials of 6 players Chelsea have looked at. So that's what they're saying. 6 players Chelsea have looked at. And if you scroll right down to the bottom of this page here, Daniel Sturridge, who left Chelsea in 2013, while he has undeniable goal-scoring credentials and will welcome the chance to stay in the Champions League picture, Sturridge may prefer a move to a team who would guarantee him a starting spot. I don't really know where that story's come from, if I'm perfectly honest. Finally, it wouldn't be a daily news show before we get into the comments without talking a little bit about Phil Coutinho. How have Barcelona decided to unsettle Phil Coutinho today? Well, Andres Iniesta urges Barcelona to sign Coutinho. There you go. He's spoken to the media and urged FC Barcelona and Ernesto Valverde to sign Liverpool man Philippe Coutinho. So there you go. Now he is talking about that. I'm going to get into the comments. Sai, apologies. Have you got something for me to get on?
A couple of people saying, yeah, pay 66 million for Naby Keita. Sean Murray says with prices nowadays, that's worth it. O2 Cornwall says it's worth paying, even if it just means a rival doesn't get him. And Hero of the People said, amazed to see Liverpool be prepared to pay 60 million for a player. What a time to be alive.
I mean, it was August that all this was done. And it is good, and there is an element of risk involved, of course there is. We're letting him play for another football club for a year before we sign him, off the back of one incredible season for RB Leipzig. Now, his performance has dipped slightly this season, I think we all know that. I think if you do a comparison between him and our other midfielders, he still comes out way on top. I mean, he's got 2 goals for a start, whereas I think everybody else hasn't. It's one of them. For me, Naby Keita was an absolute no-brainer, judging off his form last season. I was incredibly pleased that Liverpool have gone out and done this deal. It's something that Liverpool have never done in my time as a Liverpool fan. I'm 35 years old now, and I've never seen Liverpool go out and do this for that type of money. So it says that we're moving forward. But that being said, we need to back it up in January, man. You know, the summer's sound and all that. Naby Keita in the summer's great. I want to see Van Dijk come in January. I want to see a new goalkeeper come in. I want to see a spine of that football team who you can really put your trust in. I want to have a captain who's blindingly obvious that he's the captain of this football club on the pitch. They're the things that I, as a Liverpool fan, want to see. I'm sure loads of people there would say exactly the same. So there you go. I'd be interested to know your thoughts on that. Anybody mentioned anything about Daniel Sturridge, or have we all just glossed over that?
No, it's mainly Keita and Van Dijk.
Yeah, anything on Van Dijk then, Simon?
So Harrison Black said, should we make VVD our number 1 target? I think everyone would say yeah.
Yeah. C_Lyncher 2003, Van Dijk is what we need more than anything in the transfer window. 100% agree with that one. Michael Lyons, Virgil van Dijk in January. So there we go. Harry Stringer, would you sell Hendo? No, I think he'd be a cracking little squad player if we can get some better midfielders in. Ryan Lav says Keita will be captain when he comes in. That's an interesting one, actually. Because obviously he's got a couple of red cards this season, and you know, you saw that video of the bust up in training and stuff. He doesn't seem like a captain right now. He could be one for the future. But there you go. How much would you pay, said Harry Singer, for Keita? 66 million's fine. Absolutely fine.
Ben Daniels on Keita said, did you watch him against Wolfsburg? He bossed midfield. Everything goes through him. He fits the bill perfect.
He's brilliant, and what's so underrated about his game is the amount of people he just takes on with the football. Like, and that was that game last night against West Brom. We were dying for someone to be a little bit brave and decide to go past the man in the middle of the park and open up space in front of them. Because of that, maybe draw a centre-back onto them. That's the type of thing that Naby Keita can do better than anybody in our squad right now. He is an incredible dribbler of the football, and it's an incredibly difficult area of the pitch to dribble the football. He is outstanding at it. He's brave in the pass. He's tough in the tackle. He's a proper little magician of a midfield, and I can't wait to feast my eyes on him at Anfield next season. And if it was January, I would absolutely do that too.
We've got a comment on Sturridge here from Chicken Sprite. Good name. Sturridge on too much money for how much he plays. Invest the wages in another player. I think it's true. I think he's on about £150,000 a week.
Wow, that's an incredible amount of money.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but it is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
It's too much money for the amount that he plays.
Maybe it is, and listen, I can't see Liverpool buying another striker in the January transfer window unless someone unbelievable becomes available and wants to come to us. I just don't see it happening. I think for what you would probably get for Sturridge, 20-25 million, you're not getting too much better than him. There'll be players out there, and there'll be people smashing the keyboard now saying who they could get for that. I'm not sure. George Fairlong, do you think Mane has a problem with not being the main man anymore? I don't know what's wrong with Sadio Mane at the moment. I think at the start of the season he was our top performer early on. He had that red card against Manchester City, he gets injured. I think he's just struggling to get back to fitness at the moment. I'd like to hope, and I always look on the bright side of these things with Liverpool and football players, that it's not that. I'd like to hope that it's not, that he can't play in poor weather, although he's not been playing well in poor weather. He's not been playing well as he's not the main man of this football side. Let's just hope and fingers crossed that he will get back to that, and let's just hope it's a fitness thing and he's struggling a little bit after his injury and the stop-start season that he's had. He can excel in this side. He did excel in the first couple of games of the season. He was unplayable almost in those games. So it's not like he's too far away from that form. It was only a couple of months ago that he was absolutely flying. Fingers crossed, and thanks for the comment. Naby Keita, Virgil van Dijk or Stefan de Vrij, Jonas Hector, Butland or Alisson, Julian Draxler for Coutinho goes, Timo Werner or Kevin Gamero. If I had to pick one of them, and I don't really know the question, would you say, I have no idea what the question is, but the answer's 10. There you go with that one. Keita, Lallana, Wijnaldum play together. Is it possible and great? Yes, it's possible, and yes, it would be absolutely great. Keita, although not a number 6, could be an evolution of the number 6. He could be, you know, we've seen at times earlier on in the season when Henderson, Wijnaldum and Can were playing in the midfield 3 together, there was a rotation of the midfield 3 like we see with the forwards quite often. I wonder whether that's something we may see more of. You know, we've worked on the fluidity of the forward 3 this year, will we work on the fluidity of maybe the midfield next year? And I wonder whether there's going to be a little bit of movement there. Mike Tyson says Paolo Machinio and Cristiano Pejaco, which is quite interesting. The answer would be no to your earlier question. Although the answer is absolutely yes, Mike. Hope we don't sign someone called Julian too many fannies as is. Well, okay.
Harry Stringer, do you think Keita is ready for the number 8 shirt?
Yeah, absolutely. Back him. And I love players that back themselves as well. I think that's boss-like. Pajak, if we don't get Virgil van Dijk, who would you see as a viable alternative? Says Ronan McNamara. Wow. It's a really, I don't know, it's a really tough question for me, that, because I don't really watch a lot of European football anymore. Like, if you'd have asked me 15 years ago who the centre-back partnership was for a team in Europe, I'd have been able to tell you and reel them off. Nowadays, I'm so focused on Liverpool that I just don't tend to watch that much European football. I've been watching the Bundesliga highlight show over the weekend like every Liverpool fan, but that's kind of about it. So I'd struggle. I must admit, you know, last night Johnny Evans and the other guy, the Egyptian guy, Hegazi, he was fucking sensational. Like, if that was a move that we did in January as a backup to Virgil van Dijk or something, I'd be pretty pleased with that. Johnny Evans was great as well. Owen Gallagher says, Chris, I thought after Mane's 2 goals in the Champions League, he would have pushed on from then. It's mad that I literally sat there like an hour and a half ago and said exactly those words to Paul, John and Ross on the Final Word show. We were discussing it like on the website. We did an hour on that. 0-0 draw. I can't believe it. It was actually a really cathartic experience. I love those final words where you're so disappointed, but you get to just get it all off your chest, which is why I probably always feel all right and why I'm always buoyed about Liverpool going into games. I've got everything off my chest that I needed to. I did that today with the lads, and I said exactly that to Owen. I completely agree. Chris, do you think we should go in for someone like Jonathan Tah at JTD Gaming? Now, 2 years ago, I'd have absolutely said, even a year and a half ago, I'd have absolutely been bang on to Jonathan Tah, but I do think he's had a little bit of a dip in form. He's got the skill set, he's got the physique. So, yeah, maybe he'll still make it as a top player, but I'm just not so sure. Aubrey Reynolds. Hi, Aubrey. Chris, name one player to sort out our squad, January or summer. Love you. Love you too, Orb. One player to sort out our squad. Okay, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go January, one player, Virgil van Dijk, and I'm gonna be quite controversial. I know we're already getting Keita in, so he'll sort the midfield out. I'm going to leave the attack alone as it is, and I'm going to go for someone like Oblak from Atletico Madrid in goal to sort that side of things out, because I think Liverpool badly need a really, really good leader in the heart of that back five, and the goalkeeper's the best place for it, Obs. Agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, man. It's nice to Nice to converse with you, buddy. You know what I mean? Can't wait to watch the Hold Steady with you in London. Oh, yes, March, mate, March. And I'm gutted that Peter Kay has cancelled his gig as well. And I thought to go out to Peter Kay and his family. But come on, man. I'm really gutted. I really wanted to see you. Oh, do you know what? What about Thomas Lemar? Has this died down? Says Harry Stringer. Thomas Lemar stuff's quite interesting at the moment, I think, because... off the top of my head, I know we did it on the news yesterday, Liverpool and Arsenal are in for him, but Chelsea are supposed to be in for him as well, and they're thinking, apparently, about using Michy Batshuayi, yes, as a make-weight in that deal for Thomas Lemar. So they're talking about 80 million euros and maybe Michy Batshuayi, which is absolutely gutting, because I like Thomas Lemar. I think he's a really good player. I think he will move this season, whether he'll move to the Premier League. I do think he'll move to the Premier League. Whether he'll move to Liverpool, I'm a little bit unsure of. But there we go on that one. Karius has potential, I think, says Adam Smith. Agreed. I'm not ready. I'm waiting for potential from a goalkeeper for another 5 years. That's my personal opinion. I've sat there through Simon Mignolet for that amount of time, roughly. I'm bored of potential at goalkeeper. I want to finish the article. I want someone who can come in and get us sorted right now, because I don't think we're that far away from a really strong title challenge. I think, you know, the development of Joe Gomez, I think we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold coming through, good centre-back, a good centre midfielder, Keita, Van Dijk, good goalkeeper. You've got the rest of the parts there, and I think we can go on and achieve great stuff with the crux of this squad. Stephen Dyer says Liverpool should buy Butland. Yeah, fair enough. That's what I've heard loads of people say about that. Not a massive fan myself, but yeah, fair enough. Fine, Chris. Are you willing to pay 35 to 50 million for a goalkeeper, says the Serpentine Line. Yeah. I am willing to pay everything to get anybody for Liverpool, because it's not my frigging money, is it? At the end of the day, I don't give a damn, really. Like, I really do understand the football economics of it and stuff, and like, I'm probably a bit more balanced than most people, but I'd love FSG to just go out and buy all the players in the world. There's no pretense about it. I would absolutely 100% get behind that. Doesn't look like that's going to be happening. I don't think we're that far away. You sign Keita for 66 or whatever it is. You sign a centre-back for 70. Why not sign a goalkeeper for 35 million? It seemed boss to me. Anyway, well, there you go. That's been the Daily News Show. I've enjoyed the extra comments, actually. I've not done a little bit of a long segment on comments for a while. I'll be back in about 15 minutes with my Starting 11 predictions show. So the best thing to do is, if you want to watch the Starting 11 predictions show, log out and log back in, I think. Is that right, Si?
Yep.
Yeah, don't just sit in the chat because for some reason the video just doesn't autoplay again or something. Is that right?
So you've got to close the window and then come back. You should get a notification anyway in about 15 or 20 minutes.
So about 15, 20 minutes, we'll be coming back live. But before I go, one final comment. Shane Jones, whose little picture, what's it called? What's the little picture called?
AVI.
AVI is greater to Don't Buy the Sun sticker, which is boss. Salah to Real, rumour, should we be worried? We should be worried if Liverpool's best attacking players aren't being linked with big clubs. No, we shouldn't be worried right now. Mo Salah's enjoying his football. He's playing well. We should be made up to have him here. What we should be worried about is that Real Madrid and Barcelona are never in for our goalkeeper and defenders. That's what we should be worried about. Because when Real Madrid and Barcelona and Juventus are coming in for our defenders and goalkeepers, that's when we're going to be sound. So seriously, stop worrying about Real Madrid. Stop worrying about Barcelona. Start worrying about why they're not in for our defenders. There you go. That's been the Daily News Show. I've been Chris Pajak. That's been Si Fletcher. I'll see you in 15 minutes for the Starting 11 prediction.